day is it is the last working day in my old job. So that's the Mancunian way behind me. So that's it. I have left the work car park for the last time.
Something else. But I've never, ever, ever in my entire life paid for a decorator. Ever. I've always done it myself. Long last, a beautiful day. Birds are singing. It's warm. Blue sky. Right, this vlog is going to be very, very different. So it's mainly Sandra. So you've got some footage coming up of the decorating, which is now finished. And then Sandra sent over some very exciting files of her last days in Manchester, and well, you'll see. So I will be seeing Sandra later and everything, and we'll get another proper vlog in the bungalow. But Sandra sent over so many files and it's quite long. Well, not long, but everything should be about 20 minutes. Watch this, and it's over to Sandra on a momentous occasion for her. So Cole, the decorator, has finished decorating. Total of 4 days. He was been in this time, and then it was 2 days, I think it was, to do the stripping. So everywhere smells of fresh paint at the moment. So there is still a lot of dust, which we'll see mainly in the kitchen, funny enough. But everything now down here is painted. And so we did the light fittings. Living room you've seen. Nothing really has been done unless he's given this another coat of paint to last time we were in here on the last vlog. So obviously this wall has been featured wallpapered. He's put the curtains back up for us. We do need to change all of our door handles. So if you notice on the last vlog, all the handles were off. So these are just really old and worn. That's only a 5-minute job to do. And then all the chasing, do you remember the plaster that was all here, all the chasing? So if you look there now, you can't even tell anything there at all. Do you remember the chasing? Hole in the ceiling, gone. Then in here, again, all the chasing done where we had all the plastering. And this room now is all done. He's tidied up a lot as well. As I say, there is dust everywhere, but for the most part, God, he's done his sound echoey in here, no furniture. Yeah, pretty happy with all of this. So Barbara's room, again, we're not doing anything with, so that's the leftover paint. That is not used up. Some stuff to go to the tip. Barbara's room next, isn't it? So there's a whole lot of dates coming up now. So as I say, Sandra's up tomorrow for a couple of days, and then she's got to go back to Manchester, and then she's back up again, and then she's back again, and then she's going back to Manchester to get her mum. So the next stage is going to be when we've got Barbara here for a few days to sort out what we're actually going to do with this room, and then when we know what we're going to do with this room, the carpet will be replaced. We're probably, to be honest, this hasn't come up as bad as I thought. It was going to be a bit more chaotic. We may replace the whole carpet, but it's not too bad now. It's all. I thought it was going to be a lot more messy than that. And then the kitchen, it's a bit random. This has got random carpet tiles, so we're definitely replacing these. These have all seen better days. I need a blanking plate for up there. We need a new cover for down there. Then we need to sort out of Sandra where she wants this table to go. This keeps moving about all over, but everything is just dust. Everything is just caked in dust. Which I'm not going to touch today, because I'm just going to let the dust settle. Oh, where's Rasha gone? She gone out? Don't know where Rasha's gone. Oh, she's in the back garden. So Rasha's quite settled in here now. But yeah, that's looking amazing. Although you probably can't tell the difference, but it's just a huge difference. But everything, even the back of the chairs, look. Dust everywhere. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, my day's off next week. I think it's going to be definitely a tip run on the Tuesday because the tips are closed on a Wednesday. But isn't that good progress? Oh yeah, so the banisters have been put back up again. So again for Barbara, she's got access with that to get into the bathroom here. Oh, here's Rasha. Now, hello, Rasha. We were just talking about you. Just in the car. Where have you gone, Rasha? So there was. We were talking about this ceiling because this had wood chip on it, and whether the paint had been painted with something called distemper paint, which I wasn't too familiar with, and it can flake off. Anyway, I'm going to have to see what happens with that ceiling, whether that's going to need something else. But I've never, ever, ever in my entire life paid for a decorator. Ever. I've always done it myself. But I think it's just money well spent. And as I've just, it's all done and out of the way. So, I think I'm going to cook some tea while I'm here. And then back to the nurseries.
Good morning. Today is a momentous day. So I set my alarm clock this morning, got my breakfast, got myself ready. I'm sat in my car about to go to work. What's special about today is it is the last working day in my old job, and tomorrow is just party day. So I'm about to go to work. I made some cakes to bring to the car, bring in the car to take to the party for tomorrow. Got some snacks and things and some basic stuff to take to the party. I've heard back, so my original manager that first appointed me will be there tomorrow, and also the lady that first showed me around the first lab when I started my job in '98 is able to come, and hopefully lots of other people too. So I'm really looking forward to it tomorrow. Not so much looking forward to today. It's going to be a mad scramble to finish what I can, hand everything over. This is handover day, and still quite a long list. Anyway, so yeah, wow. It feels unreal after so much planning. It's the best part of a year since we started planning all these changes. It's been a really long process and pretty tough a lot of the times, and people keep commenting I look tired. That's because I am anyway. But yeah, I just decided to push through and just go for an earlier finish date rather than taking holiday and dragging things out a bit more. So today is my last working day at the University of Manchester. Whole new future ahead. Exciting times. Good morning. Today is the day. The long wait is over. I'm on my way in to hand over my keys, hand over my pass. And yeah. We're leaving party this afternoon, meet with a friend for lunch, and then night in Manchester. I'm not going to do anything racy, I'm too old for all that, but just a quiet and nice cooked breakfast. We'll meet around Manchester tomorrow, and then new adventures begin. Yeah, I've been waiting so long for this day. I can't believe it's finally here. Hello, a different set of walls today. It's a fine sunny morning. I'm in Manchester, probably for the last time for a long time. So I'm going to have one or two shops I want to go to this morning. I've been leaving due at work yesterday. I managed to get some still photos, but there just wasn't a kind of time or anything. And quite a few people were not keen to be filmed, even just for a quick snapshot. So anyway. But yeah, it was really nice. So a good few people came along, including my first ever manager from back in '98, and a good friend, and my first colleagues from back in '98, and yeah, quite a couple actually, David as well, who'd been there since '96 apparently. So, yeah, so it was just really nice saying goodbye to everyone, and yeah, so that was yesterday. Had a nice meal out with a couple of people that stayed to the end, including my friend Karen, so that was lovely. Yeah, so it's a nice, relaxed, calm evening, nice, relaxed, slow, cooked breakfast this morning, and finally time to de-stress. So yeah, so the place I'm staying is where I stayed when I came for my first job interview for my first job when I moved back here from Norwich. So it's kind of closing that little circle. The sun's just peeked behind the clouds. I'm just going to try and show you. So that if you can see in the distance, the building in the distance, the smaller one, that's the one I've been doing the safety advisor role for the last 18 months. And then out of view, but I'll show you before I go, up beyond that was MIB, where I worked for 7 years. So I might do a little bit of a walking tour before I go. I'll see how I get on. Yeah, so really the end of an era, big time. But it feels so right. Definitely feels the right thing. Change of scene and moving on. So that's the Mancunian Way behind me. So it's like a motorway over the top of the city centre, or the edge of the city centre. And actually the bridge, it says, I won't go backwards, but anyway, photographed it before, but the bridge has got a little plaque on it, and it says 1968 Concrete Society Award. There you go. But they've built this new monstrosity incredibly close to the flyover. Just every last inch is just concreted now. And it's not the only place. So this bit of film might not do it justice, but the really big building behind me was the new engineering building. So that was built after the decamp of the original UMIST University. There's a helicopter going over, but it's a yellow one, so it's normally urgent transport to do with medical need. So yeah, and another ambulance. Welcome to Manchester. Even on a Saturday, it isn't that quiet. So that's it. I have left the work car park for the last time. So I've scanned myself out with my work badge for the last time. And I've now got a visitor parking ticket. I'm just going to spend a couple of hours in town before I leave and go back. Oh gosh, this is for our family. Honestly, this is a good day. I'm feeling very positive about this move, definitely. So my little tour continues. So On one side we've got the closer with the big black buildings is the National Graphic Institute, so I worked there for about a year, or part-time anyway. And the big one behind is the new engineering building that I mentioned before. Some cars coming. So parked, just waiting for people to pass. I've parked in this car park here for a long time, and the massive building here, that's another new build, big tall one. Woo. Yeah, so helping support them in biosafety for the last 18 months. That's where I used to park my bike when I was cycling in. And then the grey building coming up after the big building, so that was the maths building, so I supported them for about a year at the same time as NGI. I'm going to pause until I get to the next building. Great, so the darker building here, this big one, that's the Photon Science Institute. That was a bit like getting into Fort Knox, as was Royce actually. So I supported them in both roles, just in specific areas. And then this big one coming up, it's one of the big old 60s buildings, and that's the Schuster building, so that's where Department of Physics is based. So I supported them for a year, and my office was there prior to my safety job, and there were really lovely bunch of people in there. I really enjoyed supporting physics. So I had hired a room in there for my leave-in do, which went very well. Yeah, it was nice, really nice. So I might see if Neil can include a couple of the stills from the party. I haven't got any video footage of that. So that's random, I don't know if you can see it or not, there's a random statue on that bit. There were, being physics and astronomy, there were some old telescopes up on the roof, but I don't think they're functional anymore. But yeah, very quirky building. Little green living wall on there. Rather nice mosaic at the front. So I definitely enjoyed my time there. This part's relatively new. This used to be a road, and they made it into more green open space, which has worked really well actually. I'm going to pause while I walk a bit more. Okay, so I don't know if you can see in the distance, but the lovely old building is the Catholic Holy Name Church. It's just off Oxford Road. I'm just going to swing around that huge building in the distance. You can see that. So that's again one of the really old buildings. It's the old medical department, and I worked in there, so from 98 till 2001, and then I had a career break and I came back. So I stopped the building and I came back in 2007, and by that time this was a car park at the time, and then this was built. So that's Michael Smith building. So I worked there for 7 years, had a really good time there, and then eventually the funding ran out, so that was when I moved over to Manchester Institute of Biotechnology, and then the first year or two went really well there, and then ended up in a position that wasn't really suited to me, so got stuck there for a while. But anyway, eventually moved on, as you do. Yeah, so that's my little tour of where I was and where I used to work, and that chapter is well and truly ended. I've left my past in the building. I'm not too planning to go back anytime soon. Obviously I can ask to be let in if I need to, but right now just so looking forward to getting over to the new place and starting to finally unpack. How exciting is that? Just going to show you one last thing. So I'm just done a bit of shopping. I'm about to head off back home. Well, Sarah's home anyway. If you can make out, this is the Sackville Street building, which was the original UMIST building, University of Manchester Institute of Science and Technology, maybe. Anyway, all the way up. You see on the top of that roof, it's a little dome-shaped feature. So that little dome shape, that is a fully working Victorian observatory. We did a technical tour up there before COVID, a couple of years before COVID. I wish now I'd filmed it because the whole building's been leased out by the university for redevelopment with Bruntwood. So it's going to all get commercialised. It's not a teaching building anymore. But there's an amazing observatory up there, so it just obviously as the dome opens up to the skies when it's dark, you can observe the stars, but they've also got a mirrored telescope where you can observe the sun and the sunspots as well, and also the moon depending on conditions. So it used to be run by the Manchester Astronomical Society, and so they kind of let us go up and do some tours for our technical staff up there. At one point, it was really fun, and the staircase to get up to the top of there being proper Victorian style building, I was advised when we booked the whole event that the ladies should not wear high-heeled shoes, not that many technicians do, but anyway, because there's a beautiful wrought iron staircase, spiral staircase to get up into the observatory. So anyway, that was a really fun afternoon when we went there, but can't go anymore. All history.